Welcome back to ESL TV for the RaidCall EMS One Counter-Strike Go Group B. And we're moving into our final game of tonight, and we have many possible outcomes still here in Group B. You may have been seeing a lot of chin scratching going on and very confused looks.
That wasn't us deciding which pub we were going to after the game, I can promise you. Sadly not. No, you're right. There's a number of ways this works out this evening, ladies and gents. As ever with these things, when we get a draw, it throws confusion into the group stages like you would not believe. However, we've done the maths, and we've worked out that there are a number of scenarios. Now, basically, you might be sitting there thinking, well, there is only a couple of things that are already decided. The first thing we can tell you is that LDLC are definitely out. They will not be able to qualify for the LAN finals. They finished on 0 right now. The most they can get is 3. It wouldn't be enough. We already have 2 teams who are on 4 points, which is AL and ESC. Now, k1ck's future isn't quite so clear. They can still qualify. They're playing absolute legends in the last game. That's the game we're going to be bringing you, because basically either of those 2 teams can still qualify, whereas in the other one, obviously only ESC can. We'll concentrate on ESC first. There is only one scenario which would see ESC not go through. So they're almost safe. They're so close they can almost touch it right now, despite the fact that they've got 4 points. And it's this, okay? It's a bit of a weird one, so hold on to your mathematics hat. Basically, if ESC lose to LDLC, that's the first thing that needs to happen. And k1ck beat Absolute Legends, that's the second thing that needs to happen. And then the head-to-head is between ESC and AL, and they, of course, tied. So then we go to round difference. Now, the way the rounds are set right now, ESC are +6, AL are +2. So if AL lose by more than 5 rounds more than ESC lose by, then ESC will go out. Mind equals blown.
So we're in the 9th round.
However, whoever wins out of this game between k1ck and AL will definitely qualify for the LAN. That's why we concentrate on this one. If it's a draw, because it's the 9th round so we don't really care, if it's a draw, then we get a bit more confusing again, because AL will definitely go through. They only need a draw. k1ck will then be level with ESC. If ESC then lose to LDLC, then it goes head-to-head, and of course ESC would beat k1ck. Really? Oh, God.
I'm not good at that stuff.
Maths, man, maths.
That stuff breaks my brain. But I'm glad you're here to work
who won the 9th round?
k1ck won the 9th round, and they're going to stay on the CT side, and that's what's going to happen for this one. So, what are you laughing at?
Oh, no, just the fact that the fact that all that math stuff was going on, and I get one message on Skype, which is k1ck won the 9th round. Thanks. I wasn't actually concentrating on any of that, but, you know, oh, God. And yes, the other game is already underway, and we'll get into this first round with Joe in just a moment. Let me give you a very quick score update. It's 4-2 right now to LDLC, and they're on Mirage.
Mirage. So, and k1ck, LDLC are really good on Mirage. I'm surprised.
They are very good on Mirage.
I'm surprised that they've let Mirage through, to be honest with you. But here we go then. We are underway here in the pistol round between k1ck and Absolute Legends. As you said, nothing really matters for these 2 teams other than who wins.
Yeah, well, and Absolute Legends can draw.
Can draw
but
as well.
For k1ck, they have one motive, and that's win this game.
Yeah.
It's the only way they can guarantee qualifying. Draw would not be good enough for them.
So here we go then. Flash is coming in. Newt is going to be taken out by LDL for the first kill of the round. And, well, they've got in here very quickly. Emotion brings one straight back, though. Mysan does get himself one. There's Olaf with another on Ints. Emotion going to get pushed down here. Olaf actually picks him up close range. And it's now all on Fox, who will be finished off by Dreamy. 1-0. The Swedes start off nicely.
They do indeed. And
so if Absolute Legends win this game, ESC are through no matter what happens.
They are. So that's the other scenario, yes, that we hadn't covered. There's about 8 different scenarios, and one of them is absolutely that. Yeah, if AL win, then it doesn't matter what the ESC match is, which is basically why we're concentrating on this one. We're into round 2. This is the RaidCall EMS One, Group B. Last game of the night that decides everything, and then we'll take a 2-week break from the action in our playoffs, and we'll come back in 2 weeks' time with Group C and D, and that will give us our last 4 finalists that will appear at the right here in the Cologne studios, actually, of ESL TV. Not this particular studio, but our big studio. And we will have 8 teams on LAN for the first season of the RaidCall EMS One, as much as picks off JW in those back of the white halls. He's now going to just go back towards CT. He knows that they're going to be heading towards this B bomb site, and indeed RDL's about to put that bomb down right now. Oh, can't do it though. Gets finished off by New, who then gets taken out by Olaf for the reply, but we're at 2v1 right now. We've got to be a little bit careful here. That's already got himself 1 kill. And smoke's deployed in the bomb site. They've got 3 men rather than 2, actually. k1ck has finished off the lowest health of those and got himself a gun. Now, is he going to be able to use these cables to his advantage for height? 2 down, 2 to find. Not going to happen. k1ck is going to shut him down. And that'll be a conversion, but an expensive round, Joe.
Expensive indeed. That was really nicely done, to be honest, for an eco there by k1ck. So they can be happy with what they've pulled off with that one. But the scoreline, nonetheless, is not good for them. At least till now, till this point. They are 2-0 behind. Of course, they will be, again, on an eco situation. And we'll see if Absolute Legends can turn that one straight into round number 3. As you'd expect, as the terrorists here straight after the pistol round win.
Missed the opportunity to talk about the pistol round on Inferno. It's the most T-biased pistol round map. 68% won by Ts.
It's a big number, actually.
Yeah, huge.
Really big number. So we are going to see New getting in there. Fox has already taken down k1ck. RDL, oh, he was so lucky there that he had to reload. That could have gone completely the other way. And they would have been with only 2 men remaining. Here we go. Blind is New. Olaf moving in there. He's going to take down Fox as well. RDL will die here to mut. Can they finish off mut? Yes, they can. 2 versus 2 now. Ince and Emotion working their way through towards that bomb site. Ince is going to get a great shot off onto Dreamy. And I think this could be around here for k1ck, you know. Olaf only got 40% of his health remaining, but he will double up there at the end and will secure them. Another bit a hairy situation for Absolute Legends. 2 rounds in a row. But the crucial point is that they've got those rounds on the board.
Yeah, and sometimes, you know, when they're crazy like that and they're close, you just have to sort of wipe them out of your memory and put them behind you and say, well, look at the scoreboard. 3-0 says everything. A nice piece of play from Olaf there to pick up a 4-man in that last round. If you look at it on the plain statistics, you think, yeah, okay, so that was an eco and he got a 4-man big deal, but he had to work hard for it. He really did. And we're now in round 4, so a bye here for the Portuguese. Olaf's going to come face-to-face straight away with Emotion round at CT Arch and wins that first little battle. Gets a little bit of damage into his own teammate behind him, but it won't make any difference. Olaf actually down to just 10 HP. And here's New in CT spawn, was waiting for Olaf to come round and will get an easy frag in the end. And that evens things back up. Minute remaining. Hardy out. Advanced position on Banana and gets the headshot on Ince. Meanwhile, over the other side of the map, JW is about to cause a nuisance of himself at quad, whilst Fox is actually rotating already to the B bomb site. Bomb is not at B, and I don't know if they've got a handle on where this bomb is heading, but it's not at B right now. RDL's on site, but he has made the call. He's told them to come to B, and they're now making their way towards that bomb site.
Oh.
Or are they going to get caught out here? Well, I thought they might get caught out. We switch away from him on Banana, and in the end, they've sort of traded blows. We're at a 2v2 now. Bomb now rotating back towards the A bomb site. And Fox is wise to it as well, waiting for JW to pop round the corner. He loses the battle of the first to fire, but still wins the battle as the bomb is now planted. 2 versus 1. k1ck's going to go huge here. Does pick up the first frag. Now it's New versus k1ck. And Fake Defuse comes in once. New waiting, makes an advance now, more aggressive, picks up the frag, and that will be k1ck's defuse. Nicely done by New, 1v1 clutch, and the Portuguese are on the board.
Yeah, first round for them, and a really good one as well, to be honest with you. Fox again showing what he's made of. Did a lot of damage whilst not really picking up a lot of kills there in the end. He's done a fantastic job, and you can see New is the one that's currently leaving the scoreboard for them, but Olaf 9 for 2 at this point as well. He's having a really good start for Absolute Legends. That's basically because he had to do so much work in that second and third round earlier on. So, a grenade early coming out, doing some good damage to RDL. He's less than 3/4 of his health remaining. Absolute Legends know that a draw is enough for them here. Or so you'd think. Well, that is actually true, so I don't know what I'm talking about. As RDL does get into the site, after all that, got himself 2 kills. Fox will be the only one to bring one back. And there's a second brilliant from Fox. Now it's 2 versus 3, and RDL is very low. Olaf actually catching Fox out there, but wasn't able to get the kill in blowing. But in terms of defending the bomb, they've got it all sorted here. Fox is actually backed away completely, and he's just going to be looking to save that weapon, as is Emotion here in the dying moments of this game. Olaf actually caught a little bit with his pants down there, but was able to stay alive. Emotion more concerned of saving that weapon. A flash from Emotion will keep him safe as he wanders towards the end of the balcony. And that will be a round straight back for Absolute Legends, just what they needed.
Quick update from the other game. LDLC leading 10-2 right now against the SC on Mirage. Joe and I were discussing this before we came back on air, and we were like, nah, it'll be fine. ESC will just win their game, which will make our maths computations
well, that's the thing.
irrelevant.
LDLC are 0 for 2 right now.
They are.
And they've been the only team that have gone to the final twice and lost it twice.
Yes. Just shows you how crazy this group is. I told you, I mean, I've been saying it for a week now, that Group B was the group of death. It was the group where anyone could qualify from it. And other people were like, no, rubbish, Group D's the group of death. Group C's the group of death. Group A's too tough. Well, they're all tough at this stage, but for me, Group B was always going to be like this. Maybe not quite as crazy as I'd even predicted, but I knew it was going to be close. As we get the first kill comes in from Schneider. Olaf drops down into pit. No one's actually back there right now. They've gone the other way and stacked the other site, interestingly, as Emotion now picks up the frag coming back towards A, but they're going to have to try and retake this site now. They've got an advantage of a man, 4 versus 3 here. Emotion guarding library side. Pronax comes round quad, Dreamy also dropping Mutt as well, so the advantage switches back over. Now it's a 2 versus 2. Back in the White Halls, double in there from Pronax, and Olaf gives Absolute Legends a 5-1 lead.
Well, if Absolute Legends win this one, then all our mathematical confusion goes away. So, yeah, because ESC. If Absolute Legends win,
right.
ESC through
right.
anyway,
Yeah,
got
absolutely.
4 points.
That's the least of our headaches right now, is if I win, because yes, ESC would then go through.
No.
Yes.
Yes. Oh God.
It's 10-3 right now in the other game. LDLC leading. Insane.
In the membrane. So, into this round, and it's looking decent so far for k1ck. Fox just going to come in, cover Mutt there. It was a little bit too late, but they got the kills as... Oh, Myson actually just turns away. He'd taken a lot of damage, got flashed up in the process as well. This is looking like it's going to be a Portuguese round, as they all rotate, and the terrorists haven't rotated. The bomb is here right now in alt mid, as they're just waiting for Pronax to cause so much of a distraction that they all rotate around, and he can just walk in there and get the bomb down. But they've not done that. This is very smart play by k1ck. They are handling things perfectly. Pronax is going to take down New. And now, wow, gets himself another one as well. And that B bomb site, all of a sudden, completely open. Pronax only got 12 health. Myson only got 4 health. So a good grenade could take them both down, as Pronax going to nail Fox there through the smoke. Directed camera just wants us to watch via X-ray at this point. I'm just going to switch away and go over to Emotion. Can he pull this off? 4% health on Miser. He's going to go down. Where is the last man?
Oh. Behind you.
He's to the right. There he is. And he's got 10 seconds, though. He's
not
got a kit here.
I don't think he's going to do it.
No, I don't think he's got the time for this one. I think this is... Oh, it's going to be very, very... Boom! Close. So, either way, a brilliant round coming out for Absolute Legends. What looked like almost 100% definite win for k1ck. It was all about Pronax there. I mean, that 2 kills that he got, then the one through the smoke, which was ridiculous, and they're 6-1 up.
Well, you're right. It was some brilliance from Pronax, and he is the reason that they won the round. But actually, the true reason they won the round is because, well, you know the old phrase, don't be a tit, buy a kit. k1ck didn't have one. So, you know, it's unusual, and it's cost them the round, because otherwise, that was their round to win.
Yeah.
6-1 is now the score. They've exchanged a frag apiece here with k1ck on an eco. I seem to be king of the ecos this evening. Not that I'm complaining, I get my fair share. Or rather, Joe gets his fair share usually. Double up from Schneider and JW as they push actually through mid. They haven't seen it in, who's in the dodgy spot at CT spawn. Nice headshot from him, but he'll be finished off, and Olof gets the last on new. So 7-1 converted the eco, and everything's going swimmingly well for Sweden's absolute legends right now.
Flying high. We'll get you a score update here in just a second on the ESC LDLC game. Obviously, LDLC have been, up till now, doing fantastically well in that one. I think 10-3 was the last update
11-5 right now, second half, and ESC have won the pistol in the second half to reduce the gap. It was 11-4 at the half to LDLC, so on the comeback trail.
But Absolute Legends could help ESC out with this.
Ironic, really, that, isn't it?
Yeah, after everything, after that draw.
Well, after the draw and after all the bad blood between ESC and Epsilon in the past, and now 2 of their players effectively could ensure that ESC go to the LAN finals. Yeah. Irony.
See Fox peek out. He actually will go down to JW. And now Auto Director isn't playing 3 versus 3. Emotion, Inson, Mutt versus JW, Schneider, and Olof. 45 seconds still to go. Still plenty of time to get in there and get that bomb down. k1ck playing very, very patiently at this point. As Emotion is actually going to come through. He's going to meet Myson here, and he's going to go down to the AK. And now the advantage swings across to Absolute Legends. Here could be another one. It will be another one. In's picked off. Now Mutt is on the retreat as he goes in there with a flash. He's got a man to his left, a man to his right. There's a second one to his right, and that is Absolute Legends' guaranteed first half lead now here on Inferno.
My Counter-Strike's suddenly gone all Heart of the Swarm on me, I think. Weird. Like a purple haze all over my map. Might have to do something about that at the end of this game. It's quite odd, isn't it? See, look, it's all pink.
Like it's in 3D.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
yeah,
maybe 3D mode.
Valve didn't tell us about. Damn it. Anyway, we get things kicked off in round 10 with
No, it actually is a 3D mode on the BenQ one.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay. Fine.
It's going to break your eyes.
It is going to break my eyes. I'll fix that in a moment. And Emotion getting south 1. Pronax replying back. So they have a man advantage here again. That's now removed by New. And it's actually a 4v2 right now. So k1ck
been in this
much
situation
stronger. Before. But, yeah, I was about to say, we've been here before. And it's with Pronax and Olof, who've been probably the best 2 players for Absolute Legends on Inferno so far. Pronax definitely has been very warm indeed. Pronax, look at this, look. Waiting for the shot, just lines it up, waits for Emotion to walk into it. Grenade comes in from Olof, and now they're back to a 2v2. Is Lightning about to strike twice? Pronax has got himself a double this round already. He had a 4-man in the last time they did this. 30 seconds left, though. Bomb still not planted. Olof, well, it didn't spy Mutt, who was down by quad and took a lot of damage in there. So now the bomb comes in and it's about to be planted. Mutt takes out Olof now, and it's just Pronax left on his own. He's got himself a 3-man, can't get the 4th. And Ince will come in, doesn't have a kit again, but it doesn't matter this time. And k1ck eSports will get themselves their 2nd round of the game. It's 8-2.
8-2, and still not a great situation for k1ck. They've got to get their focus together here and put, well, you'd probably say 5 rounds, to be honest, to go 8-7 in at the half. Obviously being the balanced map that Inferno is. And so far in the RaidCall EMS One, Inferno has been 51 to 40, or 52 to 48%. There was a 1% that almost went missing there. That'd be rather typical of my math skills. In this early stage, bit of damage being exchanged. Fox losing a quarter. Lysan down to 37. Dreamy lost a quarter of his health as well. We have a score update.
It's 11-8 right now to LDLC. ESC have won all 4 rounds on CT side since they switched over.
Oh, here comes the push then. And k1ck doing a fine job of holding it so far. It's the only one that's really suffering it in terms of his health total. As we switch over to Mutt in the A site, which is interesting considering nothing at all is going on there. And there is Pronax again, who has been a bit of a saving grace. Him and Olaf have been ridiculously strong so far. We'll have a look at the scoreboard at the end of the round. As that bomb is planted. And JW has been in that spot forever, it seems. He's just waiting for someone to come, and it pays off for him as he gets the kill. Gets a double, in fact. And now it's all on Fox. Olaf deals with him. And there you see the scoreboard. Olaf 16 for 4. Pronax 12 for 5. Ridiculous scorelines that they're putting up right now. And again, Absolute Legends lose a round, but bounce straight back afterwards.
9-2 up, and yeah, like you said, T-side, it's a mildly CT bias. It's the second most balanced map that we currently have in CSGO of all the maps used in rotation. Only in, sorry, no, it's actually the most balanced map. Only Mirage comes close, which is, like you said, like 0.1%. Yeah. But it is actually the most balanced map. So to have a 9-6 lead at the very least is very nice already. 8-7 would be the expected scoreline either way. Usually to CTs, so if you're a T and you win 8-7, you're quite happy. 9-6, you're thrilled. Any more than that, well, it's your birthday. Bomb planted this time round. Emotion, the last man alive, is going to drill Dreamy in the back from the top of second mid, whilst he didn't even bother turning around. And I'd imagine exit kills and holding on to this AK are his only 2 motives right now, and he'll do well to do that on his own. Has a man on the side here, which is Pronax, who's been caught short a little bit here. This might get a third here. No, Olaf's going to actually pick that one up for his second of the round. And that's 10-2, so an absolute minimum of a 10-5 half lead on a T side on a slightly CT bias map. I chalk that one up as job done.
Job done indeed.
3 rounds still left.
Yeah, this could be a massive first half score. 13-12 still a possibility here.
And just to recap, k1ck have to win this game to go through to the LAN finals. They cannot draw, they cannot afford to lose.
Yep. What? That, that was ridiculous. He flashed off the wall, turned around, and RDL's like in his face, giving him a kiss.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff. RDL, obviously the point man, he had been sent to scout often, actually, in these rounds. And I guess his scoreline's probably, yeah, 7 for 11. Kind of, you're seeing that because he is the man to go first in there to figure out what the defensive setup is like. We are going to see Ints going down. Here comes Olaf. He will die. What Pronax has picked off new, and they can get the bomb down here. Grenade goes in. To JW, grenade back on towards Emotion, but he still picked up the kill. 3 on 2, Dreamy gets one, there's Pronax, it's now all on Mutt. Can he clutch here? 1 versus 2, and no he can't. It's going to be Schneider that picks it up, and that is 11 rounds to 2. Not looking good for k1ck.
No, spelling a little bit of disaster for them, really, isn't it? And in the other game, just waiting for the page to load, 11-10 right now. Yeah, to LDLC, 6-0 in the second half to ESC. So they are absolutely blitzing their way back into that game after being down 11-4 at the half on Mirage, which if you're going to claim it's anyone's map right now, I'd claim it was LDLC's map because they've been fantastic on it. Schneider, meanwhile, has picked up a double to kick things off here in round 14. Mutt and Emotion, though, have equalised things back up on. They are on an eco. Well, I say it's equal. It's now a 3v2. That makes it 2v2. Mutt's got himself a weapon here and 2 kills already. Bomb planted. Quick rotation from Mutt is dealt with by RDL easily. Emotion now. Might as well go for this. They were on an eco. He has a grenade. He has an AK. He knows there's bound to be a man in pit. There is a man in pit, and it's not going to make any difference because JW will shut down Emotion for a 12-2 lead. And this is almost ready to call it game over.
Almost, definitely. 12-2 bin.
Well, now they're at the point, of course, where they only need a draw, remember? Therefore, they're at that point now where they win the pistol round, and then they just convert the next 2 ecos, and they're game over.
Oh, Olaf just lagging there. Nope, that's not us, as Fox finally breaks out the AWP. Not really had the funds to do that up until now. With those only 2 rounds on the board. And honestly, being a bit of a whitewash game, I was expecting a bit more from this clash.
I was expecting a lot more from k1ck, I have to say. I'm very disappointed with the way that they've played in this last game. They played so well in the game we saw against the SC. They beat LDLC in their first game as well. They did everything they needed to do to put themselves in a position to go to the LAN finals. But right now, it's looking hopeless for them. It's all tied up in the other game, by the way. 11-all, LDLC versus ESC, and they've just won their 8th round in a row, so they now lead 12-11, ESC. 8-0 in the half. So that's now going the other way.
An absolute legends here. I think, I'm not even going to try and get into it until I have a bit more of a moment to think, but they've got 12, which means they can only lose by 4 rounds. Max.
They can only... Well, it depends on the other game. But
no,
so ESC are now at the point where ESC now have 12 rounds, okay, in the other game. So even if they lost the next 5 and lost 16-12, they still go through. So ESC are now guaranteed to go through because they've only got a loss of 4 rounds, and they had to lose by more than 5 rounds for Absolute Legends to go through if Absolute Legends lost. So ESC, congratulations, they're going to the LAN finals right now, regardless of the result in this game, and regardless of the result in their own game, because they've now hit that magical number of 12 rounds. So, it's between these two for the final spot. Who gets it? Well, right now, the Swedes are in complete control. 12-3 up from the first half. And I tell you what, if they convert this pistol, for me, it's game over. And right now, RDL's absolutely ripping through them. Gets a double. New shutting him down in the corner finally. And we're at a 3 versus 3. Bomb about to be planted, so pressure's now going to switch back round. They're on low health here in the bomb site, and it will be JW picks up the kill on Mutt. Pronax comes in and picks up Fox now. One more man to find. He's going to go down surely. He finally does go down to the hands of Pronax. And surely now there is no stopping Absolute Legends. They're going to get the long defuse. It's going to be 13-3. And now k1ck are in all sorts of trouble.
I think that's an understatement. They've got to pull off something pretty ridiculous here. However, they've got a couple of kills. They got the bomb down. It's not all bad news from them. They could go for, I'd imagine they will go for a 3rd round bye here, knowing that, well, if they don't, it's likely going to be 15, and that's already GG's from that point, because they cannot afford to draw this game. They will be out if it goes to 15-15, which would still be a mountain to climb from them at this point. Looks like we're going to see a 5-man push on the B site as the smokes go into cover there. RDL actually blind backs away, but here comes the P90, gets himself 2. Pronax is there. 3 for RDL, 2 for Pronax. Piece of cake.
Yeah, in the other game, LDLC making a bit of a comeback now. They now lead 13-12. It's all sort of academic as far as ESC are concerned. They're just playing for pride now, as are LDLC actually, because they haven't got a point in this group, despite reaching 2 of the cup finals this season.
Kind of sad for them.
I do feel a bit sad for them. They've lost very narrowly in both games, 16-13, 16-14, and they're now having a monster game against ESC as well, and could end up losing all 3 matches in their group. Incredible. Right now, Absolute Legends, though, on the verge of claiming a place at the LAN finals. They just need this one more round. And they have that weird mix of weapons. We saw this from Epsilon earlier on in the Cups. And 2 shotguns, 2 P90s. I'm not even sure what we call that setup just yet, but that's what it is. Emotion's going to get dropped by JW at short range. Pronax is going to pick up the P90 kill just behind him as well, but New gets him. And then, wow, 3 in a row. Very quick kills from k1ck. They're still kicking. And RDL now with a double P90. New's got 5 points of health. And this surely is GG right now as far as the qualifiers for the LAN finals are concerned. It won't be GG in the game, of course, just yet. New, all on him. 5 points of health, has got to find himself Olaf and RDL, who's already on a double. And the other man is one of the top 2 fraggers of the game so far.
What's that sound?
It's tension, Joe. That's what tension sounds like. Into the bomb site, New makes his move. Just 5 points of health. Try to creep in, and RDL completes his hat trick, and that confirms that Absolute Legends and ESC Gaming will be going through to the RaidCall EMS One LAN finals. We'll stay and see what the final result is, of course. It's 15-3 right now.
No, it won't.
You'd expect that Absolute Legends should be able to convert this one. k1ck, I don't know what they're going to buy. They're going to full buy, partial buy. They're going to do something. There's some Galils and AKs in the mix there. But they're not going to have enough of a full weaponry here to do much about an onslaught from the Swedes, who are guaranteed a place at the LAN, despite the fact they're not even guaranteed a team right now. Absolute Legends have dropped this team, of course, so they won't be Absolute Legends when they get to the final.
They might be Epsilon, who knows?
Crazy. Score in the other game right now tied up at 13 all. Again, incidental, doesn't really matter. We know who the qualifiers are, we just don't know in which order they're at. And of course, if AL confirm this victory, which looks like they are going to do, they will finish top of the group. Unless ESC win. There's the other little formula for you. Because now we'll have 2 teams who will be tied on 7 points. And if we are tied on 7 points, ESC now have enough rounds. Or do they actually? No, they don't, you know.
What?
They don't have enough rounds.
For what?
To win the group. AL now have won their game, right? What was the final score? 16-3.
Yeah.
So they're plus 13 from that game. They were plus 2 already, so they're plus 15 now. Okay? And the most that ESC can get is plus 9, because they're at 13 all. So AL will now top the group.
Crazy stuff. You would never have, honestly, I would have not expected that.
No, well,
years.
let's go back a second, because roll back into the cups. Only in Cup 4 did Absolute Legends scrape through by winning 1 more game. They'd lost that last game. I'm trying to think who they played now. In Faculty. And they won 16-6 against their Faculty in the second round of the Cup 4.
Yep.
If they hadn't won that game,
they wouldn't even be.
They would not even have made the playoffs. They scraped into 16th on a tiebreaker with Temp. They actually got the same amount of qualifying points. So, yeah, crazy. Crazy. But now that does confirm that ESC Icybox Gaming are qualified as well, but they're qualified in 2nd place. Now, if it works out, they'll then have to play the winners of one of the other groups, which could be NIP.
Mental.
It's been an insane season already, and it hasn't even got to LAN finals yet.
Well, that's the great thing about Counter-Strike, you know. I mean, LDLC, we talked about them before. They've looked so good, getting to 2 finals. Not even going to be there. They've lost 2 games. They may well lose that 3rd and final one as well. What was the score last time we checked?
16-3. In the other game?
Yeah, 14,
it was 13 all, but now it's 14 all.
So that one's going to be going right down to the wire. Obviously, the outcome doesn't even matter anymore, which is
we know the order of the groups in terms of the top 2. If LDLC manage to win or draw, they'll get a point, which wouldn't make any difference. If they win, then they'd be level with k1ck, and then it's just a decider for 3rd, 4th, which it doesn't really matter right now. And I think they would actually claim 3rd because k1ck got destroyed by Absolute Legends at the end, so their round difference is pretty awful right now, whereas actually LDLC's is pretty healthy.
Well, let's have a look here then at Group A and B. Obviously, Group B is not updated as of yet, but we saw yesterday Ninjas in Pajamas. They're going to go into the high seed pool, the quarterfinals. We should probably mention that they're randomly drawn. You'll have 4 teams in high seed, 4 teams in low seed. High seed plays low seed.
Yep.
except if it's in your group.
Absolutely.
The team from your group, then it's redrawn. So Ninja in Pyjamas and Absolute Legends, the two Swedish teams up till now in the high seed pool, and ESC and Annexus going to be ESC and Annexus are going to be in the lower seed pool. So that's what we've got up until now. As Paul mentioned earlier on, we'll be taking a little bit of a break here for 1 week. That's due to Copenhagen. I almost say Copenhagen Wolves, Copenhagen Games. Too many Copenhagens in my head at this point, and that's without thinking about the women. And that's completely thrown off my chain of thought again. So what we're going to do is going to say, we're just going to say goodbye, because I'm running out of being able to talk about anything. Don't forget you can follow us on Twitter, at Paul Challoner, at Joe_Miller. And most importantly, make sure you follow the Twitch channel. It'll be the Twitch channel, of course, where we're broadcasting the last two groups, Group C and D, and also the finals.
Yes,
so
indeed.
sure
And one final word from me. Thank you very much for supporting the RaidCall EMS One all season through the Cups. Thank you for tuning in and showing your support for CSGO. God knows it needs it. And thanks for tuning in this evening and last night as well for the group playoffs. We hope you can join in 2 weeks' time for the final two group places. And then, of course, make sure you support the LAN finals. You need as many people on the streams as possible to show Valve that the game is well supported and well loved by the community, and that we can then, who knows, maybe hit that magical 75,000 spectator figure.
And get into Intel Extreme Masters. Possibly, but before that, support it. You've got to support your game that you love, and that's pretty much the bottom line. Either way, that's going to be it from us for tonight. We'll see you in April the 2nd and I'm
going to go with you on that.
I think it's a Tuesday and a Wednesday like this week. So we shall see you then. Have a great night. Have a great weekend. And that's it. Ta-da.
Bye.